Hello.
That's too bright.
All right. Who's there? Come on. Who's going down? What's up? Let's get everything dialed in here. Going live now. Hello. Tweeting. People are out there. All right. Let's bring up the YouTubing. Hello. What's up? Hey. Ho. Whoa. Live control room. What's up? K-Line Report. Lee Cox. Carrie Gale. Julian B. Hello from Never Neverland. Oscar Lugo must be the early crew. Car Far just came from Jimmy's show. Yeah, he does his light. Is this light enough? Is the sound and everything good for everyone? Is that too? That feels like too much light. We gotta just tone it down a little bit. How's everybody? Is the sound and everything good for everyone? Sound is good. Everything's good. Bup, 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 bup. Oh, sound good. Looks good. Have you heard about the Uranium-1 indictments? Yes, I'm starting to hear about that. It's getting so exciting. Julian B. Weed. I don't know what this means. Carrie Gale from New Zealand. Wow, what cool. What time is it in New Zealand? Man, my face is shiny. Oh boy. Let's clean that up, huh? Shiny face. Let's get these strips are great, guys. Right there. Cleaning it up. I've been surfing earlier today. Come on. There we go. Maybe I should have done that beforehand. Way to go, Graham. Nice and professional. 1 o'clock approximately. All right, cool. Powder that nose. Yeah, is it shiny? Come on. Here we go. I just want to look pretty for my little vigilantes. Jimmy's doing a show live. I thought his show was over by now. Doesn't he do it for 2 o'clock? I was trying to intentionally start it after Jimmy's. That was my goal. He said he did his 2. I was going to do my 4. Blah, 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 blah. Catalytic Centaur. All right. Yeah, the Uranium-1 thing, it's exciting in the sense because it's Graham o'clock. All right, thank you. This is the thing I want to say about Uranium-1. This is kind of what the Democrats get, and the Clintons especially, for they keep on pushing this Russia narrative. And it's like, did they think then somebody isn't going to eventually start investigating them? You know, they just keep doing this. So it's like, you know, they're all corrupt. They're all, you know, they're all part of the problem. They're all taking money. They've all been, the Clintons have been to Russia. You know, everyone, like, they've all done business over there. Bill Clinton has been paid a bunch of money to talk. And then Then they do these nonsense. Oh, there's Jill Stein having dinner next to Putin. Jill Stein was she came out and explained that beat for beat what that dinner was like. Putin came around, spoke to everybody very briefly. So now here you go. When you're that corrupt and you're pushed and this is some sort of deep state battle, you're going to get exposed, man. So as Kendi just said, all crooked to the core. Snork White 2K, Russia was running out of nuclear fuel to replenish missiles. Hillary made it possible for Russia to refuel missiles, targeting us, and still have plenty to sell to North Korea. So blame Hillary for North Korea bomb. Yeah. They're so corrupt. They're so corrupt. And look, Putin is a crazy, dangerous dude, you know, but like we're doing business with him. And then we're going to turn around and say, oh, he's bad, he's bad. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. So, Shelby Haw, hello from Phoenix. Looks like Jimmy just, from Jimmy's live stream, just ended. I don't want to do it when he's doing it. I hope I didn't step on the broken carpenter. And Jill Stein is undoubtedly the central power in the United States politics. Yeah, that's so funny. I saw an interview with Ralph Nader. He was talking about what happened to him in 2000 and then what's happening to Jill Stein. He just goes, oh, it's the little bitty Green Party with its couple of $1 million in sponsors against the $1.5 billion war machine of Hillary's campaign. Give me a break. So, Black Shadows, X7, hi from Brooklyn. Michael Stiegel Jr., hello. Hey, Jenny Lynn's here. Sexy Revolutionaries. Spear 646. Let me talk to this. So Phil Britton, the FCC, let me address this, Phil. Hold on here. Scroll back up. The FCC just shut down my pirate radio station down twice in the past week. They're shutting down all pirate radio stations in Colorado who can't pay a $250,000 fine. Man, I can't even, it doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, they want to shut down any independent voice wherever they can. That's a big part of what net neutrality is. Well, net neutrality, getting rid of net neutrality is so they can have more money, but also more control over the message. They would love to shut this stuff down. They don't want us to talk. They don't want us to spread this message. They don't want people to get involved. They want people to just keep eating their bullshit corporate war narrative on MSNBC, Fox, or CNN. They're fine if you watch that stuff, ABC. They're fine with you watching that stuff. But they don't want you getting more information. They don't want you to seeing everything that's going on behind the curtain. They don't want you to see that. Phil, thanks for sharing that. Shelby Hall, people giving shit for giving Tulsi shit for tweeting it was a false alarm. She's doing her job as a representative. That's a serious thing. Missile attack. She's like, no, she got the right information. Like, the missile thing in Hawaii. I want to bring up some information about that. Let me bring this. Let me get this. Let me do this. I want to bring this up so I have the most up-to-date information. Yeah. Hawaii officials, Hawaii scary false missile threat, workers push of the wrong button to blame. I'm going to just read this story that just was, came out in foxnews.com. It was, the Hawaii governor says the wrong button was pushed during a shift change. Hawaii officials confirmed Saturday evening that an alert about an inbound ballistic missile was a mistake, which a state emergency official attributed to someone pushing the wrong button. Vern Miyagi, who oversees the Hawaii Emergency Management Agency, said at a news conference Saturday night that while employees were changing shifts early Saturday and doing a test of their ballistic missile prep checklist, the wrong button was pushed. Rather than triggering a test of the system, it went into actual event mode. He confirmed that that to trigger the alert, there is a two-step process involving only one employee who both triggers the alarm, then confirms it. The Hawaii EMA Twitter account at 10:20 a.m. this morning. Oh, excuse me. I'm allergic to deep state bullshit. There's a screen that says, are you sure you want to do this? The employee confirmed the alert, inadvertently causing a panic in a state already on the edge of the saber rattling of North Korea. So then Tulsi Gabbard at 10:19 a.m. tweeted in all caps, Hawaii, this is a false alarm. There's no incoming missile to Hawaii. I've confirmed with officials there is no incoming missile. So blaming Tulsi Gabbard for doing her job. She's a representative from Hawaii. That's her state. Someone says there's an incoming missile threat. She should be notified. That's who should. And she confirms this with the officials. They say no. And then she pushes out on social media. This is the most responsible response anybody could do that's in that position. So to be critical of her just shows how dumb everyone else is. So I wonder if this was really a mistake or if this was just like, let's try to provoke North Korea. Let's try to get someone to, you know, someone hit the wrong button and then North Korea freaked out and we had to do something. Like, I wonder if this is sort of false flag territory. And I commend Tulsi Gabbard for getting to the bottom of it quickly and pushing it out on social media. It's insane. It's pretty crazy. Tulsi Gabbard, Iraq war vet, refusing to take corporate money, wanting to legalize marijuana, wanting health care for all. Sounds like a pretty solid progressive to me. Goes over to Syria because she's like, I don't want to lose more friends like I did in Iraq in a bullshit regime change war. She's seen war up close, doesn't want it anymore. Her reaction this morning tells me, wow, looks like a good leader to me. Wouldn't mind having her as my president. Bullshit, man. Putin's a dangerous dude, but the anti-Russia rhetoric is even more threatening. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Yeah, Putin is this. I so hate these sort of absolute reactions. Like, the Russia rhetoric is nonsense. Oh, so we should just let Putin run wild? No, I didn't say that. Yeah, he's dangerous, but the rhetoric, as you're pointing out, bullshit, man, great screen name, is even more dangerous because do we really want to ramp up World War III? And but it's part of the and people who are like, Trump's Nazis, we got to get rid of Trump. Oh my God, Hillary would be doing this too. Hillary would be doing this too because this is good for business. A new Cold War is good for business. It's good for the military machine, man. You know? And strangely, Putin seems like one of the more reasonable dudes on the international stage. Putin is a shrewd guy. He's a KGB guy. He's pretty ruthless. He can be pretty dangerous, but he also knows how to play the game. He doesn't tweet out ridiculous nonsense. I mean, he runs around without his shirt on horseback or whatever. But it's pretty crazy. Kizzy, hello from England. Oh, man, it's so cool you guys listen and watch this all over the world. Austin Zepas, thank you. Rob, hey, from Boston. Titty Master, hello. Hello from Germany, Uncle Graham. Hey, what's up, man? Ausgezeichnet. Willkommen. Yeah, 1329 Jill Stein is a Russian agent. Oh boy. Where are we at here? JMT Luminum, did you hear about the false alert in Hawaii? They're preparing something, you think? Yeah, let me get back to that a little bit. Just to I'm really curious about this false alert thing. Just some bumbling guy hit the wrong button. I find that hard to believe. Everybody pay attention, pay close attention because it's false flag time. Get ready. You know, a couple weeks ago, they showed that satellite secret photo of China fueling North Korean ships. Like, they want us to go to war in North Korea, so get ready for a Gulf of Tonkin type false flag. Get ready for it, man. There's going to be something, and I'm scared to say it, but you know, is there going to be some sort of terrorist explosion somewhere in the States and they're going to link it to North Korean terrorists and then we got to go to war now? I mean, I'm really, I wouldn't be surprised for that crazy shit. Jeffrey Coolwater, you should get Jimmy to hand off to you like MSN nets. Oh, maybe we should do that. Shauna Smith, dude, turn the lights on? No. You new to the show, Shauna? We do the show in the dark. That's the Dark Knight right there, shining the light of truth. I'll maybe give a little more light if that's what you're asking, but this show is... I was born in the darkness, molded by it, raised by it. You turn your lights on. Adrian PN, hey Graham, what do you think about progressives having a pre-primary where they pick their main progressive candidate before the primary so they don't split the progressive vote? I think that's a great idea. Don't expect the Democratic Party, the entrenched DNC, to do anything. I think progressives should get organized. Absolutely. You know, have a progressive within the progressive Democrats, like have a little runoff and like, this is who's running. This is our best candidate. Go get it. I'm all for that. I think that's a fine idea. Austin Zappas, I'm amazed Trump didn't try to launch after the false alert. Well, that's why Tulsi Gabbard jumping in so quickly is so critical, because I'm sure she's like, oh shit, Wingbird Trump is just going to launch. Like, I'm sure that was hopefully the plan, is that this false alarm would have played out a little longer and then we got to do something, you know? It's crazy. Potted rodent. I believe the Jill Stein Russia story is proof that the Dems do have a real fear of the Green Party. Well, yeah. They're afraid that if Bernie or somebody, I don't know anyone more popular than him right now, but even if Tulsi or Nina or somebody joined the Green Party, you know, that, I mean, it was close. Jill Stein contacted Bernie last year after he lost the nomination, or they stole it from him, and said, you run as president of the Green Party, I'll be your VP. What I understand, he considered it. And that got back to the DNC. And they were like, uh-oh. And he could still do that. So they got to just keep Jill Stein's Russian, you know, they got to still keep playing that. So... Tyler Effinger, it's hilarious to hear everyone on CNN say shithole over and over. Yeah, that is funny. Boom. Joe Hickey, do you guys think it was deliberate scaremongering? I do. Yeah. I mean, I think it's, at the very least, if it wasn't like a full-on false flag to try to get us into war, it's definitely like, stand high alert, because North Korea's right around the corner. You know, I definitely think it's to keep everybody terrified, and you know, people in Hawaii scared. It's insane. Don't forget, guys, to hit the super chat so I can answer your question, because there's a lot of questions coming in here. There's over 128 of you watching. Wow, that's our biggest number thus far. Thank you to everybody. If anyone's new watching the show, right on. I just did an interview with the Natural Progressive, and here she is. She said, thank you for putting up with my nerves. I will get over it. Here's a bonus for your patient sent links via Patreon. You're the best. So I just did an interview with the Natural Progressive. That'll drop tomorrow. She gives us a lot of great information about, there's two competing bills in the Utah state legislature. One to help Trump's opening up of Bears Ears, and another one to try to protect it. And especially if you live in Utah, It's information you should pay attention to. It's I believe it's HR 4532 is the one that the Koch brothers are putting people involved in, and then 4518, there's a coalition of Native Americans that are trying to expand Bears Ears to disallow this mining, because the state gets to have say over what Trump said. But so it's a really cool interview with Natural Progressive, who is new to this show. And it was her first ever Skype interview. I thought she did a fantastic job. You guys can see it tomorrow. So Natural Progressive, thank you so much for supporting the show. That's for you guys who are new here. If you just hit the dollar icon, you're help supporting the show, and I will answer whatever question you want to ask. So Chris, the Natural Progressive, you're making Utah and Gotham great. Phil Britton, the chaos of confusion is tactic 101 of fascism. Yeah, that's for sure. Potted rodent, Tulsi is the perfect fit for the Green Party. Austin Zappas, Tulsi rocks. Yeah, man. She's a leader. She is a vet. So you know she could bring in people, conservatives from the right. And she's not taking corporate money. I think she could speak in a language that could get some working class people. She wants to address working class issues and not take corporate money. I think she could really, she could really unite some people. So, where are we at here? Josiah Ewing, my entire mother's side lives in Hawaii. My mom sent me the screenshot this morning. Ballistic missile seek shelter. This is not a drill. So that showed up on everyone's phone. So Josiah Ewing, thank you for sharing that with us. That's terrifying. That's terrifying. At the very least, this was deliberate to just get everybody fucking on edge. At the very least. So, and I'm sorry, Josiah, you and your family had to go through that. I have a lot of friends that live in Oahu, so I was worried for them, and I'm glad that it was called off. It's terrifying, and this is the kind of stuff that is deliberate to keep people uneasy, because my fear is that if it's not a false flag to get us into war with North Korea, at the very least, it's to get us to riot and panic so that they can just make this a full-on police state. Chaos in the streets. Oh, we got to deploy the militarized cops and the National Guard. Sorry, everybody. That's what I'm worried about. So that's fucking terrifying. Shelby Hall, Tulsi is the biggest threat outside of Bernie. Oh, of course. And did you notice last spring or early summer when she announced she wasn't taking big corporate money? It was left. It was corporate Dems, and the CNN people slammed her, immediately slammed her. Wasn't that interesting? That's when you know someone. It's when they're afraid of progressives is when that happens. So. All right, where is that? Oh, sorry, somebody just did one. Where is it? Where is it? Let it burn. Odds. Mainstream media asks any hard questions about Hawaii. Let it burn. Thank you so much for supporting the show. I think it's a long shot. Let it burn. They won't ask any hard questions about Hawaii. The questions that they will ask will be ridiculous. Well, who's in charge of the button and who's the guy? They'll try and make and find. They will try to ostracize the so-called blunder of hitting the button incorrectly. That's what they will go after. They will not. They won't go into any conspiracy at all. If they do go into a conspiracy, it'll be one of these. Asian employees might have ties to North Korea. You might see that because Hawaii is predominantly Asian community. There are, there's Native Hawaiians there, there's Samoan, there's Korean, there's Japanese, there's Chinese, there's Filipino there. So there's Thai, like it's an Asian melting pot. Hawaii is an Asian melting pot, so you'll see it. I wouldn't be surprised if they do that. They try to run that game. But they won't ask any real questions. Because the mainstream media, you'll notice when talking about war with North Korea, no one is going, hey, wait a minute, why are we even, let's not war. There's no war. No war isn't ever thrown out as an option. They get these former military officers, generals and colonels and stuff, who immediately get jobs with defense contractors. So that's the thing. You get high up in the military, you have defense contracting, a 6 or 7 figure gig waiting for you. And then you're a consultant for CNN or whatever, so they won't ask any. And all they did is they just debate how we'll go to war. There's nobody asking, why are we going to war? What is the point? Like, and in my opinion, defense contractors and senators and Congress people and the White House, all of their children need to serve in combat positions if we're going to go to war. That's my opinion. Let it burn. Thank you so much. Boom, boom, boom. Plantastic Life. Thank you for supporting the show, Dominic. Vote for Green Party candidates, even if they have no chance to win. The more votes they get, the scarier they become to the major parties. I think that's a pretty decent tactic. And I think what Jill Stein did this last election, how many people voted for, and Gary Johnson. People forget Gary Johnson got a lot of votes. Between the two of them, they got a lot of votes. And then Jill Stein's ability to raise all this money to do the recount. All of a sudden, all these Hillary supporters like, Jill Stein, all you Green Party people, it's your fault Trump was elected. We're like, yay, Jill Stein, she's doing the recount. And then some people were like, Jill Stein kept that money. I've seen some people on Twitter say that. She goes, no, she didn't. No, she didn't. She's been upfront and transparent about everything. So I am a big proponent of voting third party. When my Democratic or liberal friends say, oh, Graham, you're wasting your vote, I say, no, I'm not. These votes count. They add up. The people are tracking this. They're seeing how many more people are voting third party. Yeah, and the Green Party represents a real threat. I mean, I'd like to see, what I'm going to do, because California, I'm an independent, registered independent, because California lets independents vote. In primaries, I'm going to vote for all of these anti-establishment. I'm going to pay close attention to the primary in June in California. I'm going to vote against all of the big incumbent corporate Democrats like Feinstein, so Kamala Harris, Ted Lieu. Those are my representatives. I'm going to vote all of them out, and then if the corporate Democrats win the primary, then I'm going to vote Green Party in the general. That's just what I'm going to do. I will not vote for a corporate Democrat on any level for any reason. It's over. I don't care if they're running against fucking the reincarnation of Hitler and Pol Pot and Mussolini. I don't give a fuck. I'm not voting for them. So thank you for supporting the show, Plantastic Life. Hugh Edwards, thank you for supporting the show. You're awesome, Hugh Edwards. You've been a supporter of the show from the very beginning. Celeste Holmes, the people of Hawaii should form a class action lawsuit and sue the government for causing each and every one of you and your family and friends trauma. Yeah, right on. Sue them. Yeah, I'm all for that. Jenny Lynn, check out Naomi Klein's shock doctrine. Jenny, what is that? Can you go into, I'm not sure, I haven't heard of that. Let us know what that is. Jenny Lynn, sexist burn bro. Jeremy Hall, great work, Ram. Thank you. You guys are great. A. Mayers, you're a new patron. Thank you guys. Got some new patrons on the Those of you who have submitted your Patreon articles, I was kind of busy this week, but I will start, those will start going out this week, and I'm setting up more of the, if you're at the $25, the Skype interviews, but I'll be doing your articles this week and stuff. And don't forget, if you're in Southern California, come to San Bernardino tomorrow, January 14th, 7 p.m., San Bernardino Valley College. It's in GrahamElwood.com. The link is there. Come check it out. Josiah Ewing. Let's keep getting Allison Hartson's name out there. Donate and phone bank for Allison. God, great point. So who Allison Hartson is, many of you probably already know who she is. For those of you who don't, she is running against Dianne Feinstein. So if you are in California, as I am, she's the one I'm probably going to vote for. I'm going to do a little more research on the other people, but man, I saw her interview on the Jimmy Dore show. I like what she's having to say. She's a former high school teacher, and I've met her in person. And, you know, she's from Wolfpack, which is like all about not taking corporate money, and it's someone you should support. So Allison Hartson, check her out, donate to her campaign, phone bank for her, do everything you can. That's a way to get involved, man. We got to get Dianne Feinstein out of there. And wouldn't it be great to get a young woman that's like a progressive, that was a teacher. She knows so much about how to help the education system, and she saw firsthand all the problems with the education system. She's somebody that could literally make California so much better. So thanks, Josiah Ewing, for supporting the show and putting her name out there. That's rad, you guys. This is the kind of involvement that I love seeing. I love that so many of you are getting more involved, and you're starting your own YouTube channels, or you're getting involved in your local politics. The conversation I had with Natural Progressive was fantastic. It was all about that. It was all about that. So it was great. Josiah Ewing, thank you for supporting the shows. Thank you for telling us, too, about your family in Hawaii. I hope everyone's safe. I'll actually be out there. I'm doing a show there February 2nd in I think, Waikiki, Honolulu, Waikiki area. So I'll put that, when I get that information, I'll put that on my website. I hope your family can come out. Thanks for supporting the show. Jason Carswell. All good conspiracies are about cultural engineering and manufacturing consent to be controlled and exploited. Great point. Fuck Google. They will just blame Tim from the mailroom. Boom, they have their scapegoat and nothing else will be heard. Yeah, it'll be something like that. If they don't use it for, there's a North Korean spy in there. If they don't play that angle, then they'll just say, oh, Tim from the mailroom what's he doing? Why is he in there? But I think if this was concocted, which it really seems like it is, I bet you they're not going to just scapegoat Tim from the mailroom. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to try to spin this into something more. Like, it's as the North Koreans are trying to get us to freak out, or they hack the system or something. You know what I mean? Or Tim from the mailroom's got family in Korea. You know what I mean? They're going to try that game. That's what I would look for. So Justin B, thank you for supporting the show. You guys are awesome for supporting the show. Yes, love your support of the Green Party, Graham. With every person that re-registers as a Green, the party becomes stronger. You've been killing it on your show, by the way. Henry Bear for Congress in Maine. Okay, let's look up the name Henry Bear, Congress in Maine. It's good you guys are spreading the word about progressives that are trying. Make sure they're real progressives. Do your vetting. Let's make sure they're not just idiots that are like, I'm going to run. So, if you live in Maine, do some research. If they're running against entrenched corporate Democrats or Republicans or whatever, it's good that they're running. So, Justin B, it's awesome. You guys are supporting the show. I've been trying to do cover as many stories that no one else is covering to the best of my ability. I'm really trying to get stuff out there that no one is talking about. That's what I sort of really enjoy and pride myself on. And you guys send me a lot of great stories through the Patreon, which I appreciate. So, Justin B, you're fantastic. So, yeah. Maybe I'll if Dianne Feinstein wins the primary, maybe I'll register as a Green. If you're registered as a Democrat, then register as a Green or something. I don't know. Maybe your state, you got to register as a Democrat so you can vote. But all natural ginger ale, guys. Justin B., thank you so much. C. Lou, I'm also a new patron. I hope to see your program grow. Thank you so much, C. Lou. Thank you for supporting the show. It's so cool. We're over 7,100 subscribers. There's new people coming to the Patreon. There's new people getting involved. And it's so awesome that you guys are like getting so informed about what's happening to you in your area locally, because that's where it all starts. And that's where you can make a real difference. Because they're going to try to put a pipeline. They're going to try to frack near you. They're going to try to open up public lands near you. That's what they're going to try to do. They're going to try to deregulate. They're going to try to take away social services near you. I guarantee it. And if you just hope the Democratic Party is going to save you, you are sadly mistaken. So it's great that you're all getting involved. C. Lou, welcome to the show. I'm curious how you found it. Many of you found the show through Jimmy Dore, which is awesome. I love doing the Jimmy Dore show. He's going to be on one of the March tapings of the FNX Comedy Experience, the Native American TV show I'm directing. So he's going to come out and do some progressive business, which I'm very excited about. Silu, thank you so much. Let us know where you're watching from. I like to know where you guys are all watching from. So you guys are awesome. Justin B., Silu, supporting the show. Where are we at? Fuck Google. Konnichiwa, bitches. Nice. Aaron B. Dianne Feinstein really believes she's a good senator. Aaron, you're so right. That's the thing that's so, she thinks like, I think they've been taking corporate money and they've been so corrupt for so long. And I was talking to somebody that worked in politics recently, and they said, 80% of what a senator or a congressperson's job is to fundraise. That's their job. 80% of the time they're on the phone, oh, I need your money, support for the next election. We got to get this done. We got to get this done. So they just give lip service to the constituents because it's the corporations that get them elected. And because the system is designed to keep independents out and they don't open the primaries, and people are too busy and overworked doing 2 and 3 jobs and barely getting by. They know you don't have the time to pay attention. They just tweet some stuff, resist Trump, and then you'll just vote. Yeah, you're right. She really thinks, yeah. Josiah Ewing, I went from independent to Dem to vote for Bernie, then Green for Jill. Good for you. Sean Coleman, good to see you on the show. Pete D'Alessandro, see Jimmy Dore interview. I'm assuming you're talking about the Allison Hartzick interview. Marcia Smith, in California, if you are an NPP voter and want to vote on any party ballot in the primary, you have to say, I want to cross over party name ballot. Do not accept a provisional ballot ever. Oh, that's good information, Marcia. Yeah. Non-partisan voter, I believe that is. Yeah, that's good information. That's such good information. Because a provisional ballot, then they'll get rid of those. That's a good point. Yeah, I want a crossover ballot. That's a good point. Thank you for reminding us that, Marcia. Justin B. California is an open primary state, right, Graham? So there's no reason why every progressive voter in California shouldn't re-register as a Green. Same true for other open primary states. That's a great point, Justin. Because as Marcia just said, you have to pick a party. But here's my point with this. With the primary, I think if you should get a Democratic ballot so that you can vote for these progressives that are trying to unseat corporate Democrats. I think that's important. Like what Josiah Ewing said, switched from independent, switched to Democrat to vote for Bernie, and then when Bernie lost, switched to Green, because that's what I would do. I would, if you're an independent or register as a Democrat so you can vote in the Democratic senatorial primary, which is in June, so you can vote for people like Allison Hartson to get Dianne Feinstein out of there. If Dianne Feinstein wins in the primary, then go green in the general. But Justin B., thank you so much for supporting this. And it's great to get more people to sign up as greens because everything is about tracking numbers and tracking data. So it's an excellent point. The other open primary states, if you were not sure, I would suggest going to openprimary.org. That's an organization that I've talked about before that is advocating to open up the primaries in other states. And Colorado has an open primary state, I believe. I think they just passed it in November of 16. So Justin B., thank you for supporting the show, man. Twice. Boom. Green. But as Marcia Smith said, don't get a provisional ballot, ever. Marcia Smith has to go feed the kitties. Marcia, make sure those cats are fed well. Oh, Natural Progressive. Update. Thank you for supporting the show. The two Bears East bills are actually federal. So I was incorrect when I said they're state bills. These are federal bills. So call reps in your area to support H.R. 4518. H.R. 4532, do not support 4532. That is the corporate thing. And here's one of the things that Natural Progressive informed me on, and you'd see this in their interview tomorrow. There's this non-for-profit organization that has even paid some Native Americans to come forward and support 4532, and they're paid by the Koch brothers. It's gnarly. So H.R. 4518 is the bill you want to support for Bears East. It is a federal bill. That's so great to know. Natural Progressive, thank you for supporting the show and letting us know this. So call your representatives and support 4518. That expands Bears Ears and doesn't allow for mining. The main thing that is there, there's some oil, but it's, from what I understand, it's mainly uranium that is there. Whew, we got to get the nukes going. We need another Cold War. So ridiculous. So call your reps in your area, support HR 4518. Support HR 4518. Thank you so much, Chris. And support the Green Party, as Justin B. is talking about. You guys are fantastic. You guys are so awesome, man. The feed keeps messing up. That's weird. It keeps hamster wheeling. I'm not having a problem on my end. I'm not seeing any issues, but I wouldn't be surprised if YouTube is trying to buffer this. Man, Stephen Carl, hey from Santa Cruz Mountains. I like me some Santa Cruz. I'm not having any issues on my end, you guys. I'm so sorry that they're fracking us, as Austin Zappas just said. Cyber Clue, we probably have to pay for loot box or maybe kickstarting Fastlane and see how net neutrality. Man, I pay for high-speed internet. I have whatever that Fios. I have Fios. This shouldn't be a problem at all. My internet is working fine. Oh, God, drives me nuts. Maybe if Graham stops moving so much, there'll be less compression. Okay. I'll just stay really quiet. I won't move much when I talk. I hope this is easier for everybody. I'm not moving that much. I'm sitting in a chair. It's not like I'm doing flips. I'm not uploading any other stuff. Yeah, that's a good point. Justin B. That reminds me of another Green Party candidate for Congress in Utah, Adam Davis. Let me get this correctly. Justin B., thank you so much for supporting the show. Green Party candidate for Congress in Utah, Adam Davis, in CD1 against a Republican. No Dem in that race. What a great example. So, if you live in Utah and you're in CD1, which I believe that's probably the district, Running for Congress, Congressional District 1 in the state of Utah, Adam Davis is running as a Green Party candidate against the Republican. Vote for that Green Party candidate. Just vote for the Green Party candidate. That would be awesome if a Green unseated a Republican in Utah, in the reddest of red states. That would be so great. I wish I lived in Utah to do this. Adam Davis, Congressional District number 1 in Utah, is running as a Green against a Republican. No Democrats are even running. This is why, this is smart that the Green Party is doing this, because in those really red districts, and the Greens should do this in both. In the really red districts where the Democrats won't put up anybody, the Greens should run. In the really blue districts where the Republicans won't run anybody, the Greens should run. They'll probably snatch up more of those, which would be awesome. I say support the Green Party, man. That's so great. Justin B., thank you so much for supporting the show, man. You guys are fantastic. Amers is from West Des Moines, right on. Sorry, this is buffering for everybody. I pay for high-speed internet, man. Like, this is what Aaron B. Chelsea Manning is running for office. Ooh, I'd like to know more about that. Snorkway2K, we had a 3-day internet outage when people were organizing anti-Trump rallies for a Cedar Rapids visit. We all used the same equipment for TV cable, and it was okay. How was that? Good information. Stephen Carl, Kenneth Mejia, Green Party candidate for California 34th Congressional District. Yep, I know Kenneth Mejia. He has been on Jimmy Dore Show, I believe. Let's see. Justin B. He will fight against the National Monuments takeover. That's a great point, Justin, going back to your the Adam Davis guy that's running in Utah. That's another reason to vote for these Greens, man. Their platform is very straightforward. Anti-war, pro-environment. It's, you know, are they perfect? No, but you don't have to worry about them being bought out by the corporate Dems, you know. There's no Chuck Schumers in that party. Jason Carswell support the third Green Party and resist, though they'll never let it win. Yeah, you never know. Natural progressive, I will vote against any Republican here. Good for you. Tyler Effinger, how can a viewer get on either yours or Jimmy's show? Well, on my show, if you support the Patreon at $25 a month, I'll interview you. We can talk about whatever the hell you want to talk about. And there's some really cool interviews. Like, I'm learning so much. Natural Progressive just taught me a lot about what's going on in Utah. I've learned stuff from Redneck Economics, Independent Outsider, Mitch Heldt, I mean, on and on. So many of you have been on it. It's so cool. I've learned so much. You guys always bring information to me that I wasn't quite aware of, and now I am, which is fantastic. If you still don't see the stream moving again, refresh. Austin Zappas, I'm in Cali. No one in government represents me. That's true. Marsha Smith, lost the feed again while taking care of my kitties, had to close and come back. And it's so crazy, man. I'm not having any... unbelievable. Joe Hickey, yeah, the Kalen report, how can you have fires and floods in the same area? Geoengineering, interesting. Natural Progressive says the stream is fine. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you guys about the stream, man. I'm so sorry. Let's read some of these more things. Josiah Ewing, hey Graham, what do you think about President Snowflake wanting to open up the libel laws? I love how Republicans never shut up about free speech and now silence. Well, yeah, that's the Republicans' thing. That's their whole thing. Blah, 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 states' rights, states' rights. Ooh, you states can't legalize marijuana and, gay marriage and whatever else. Then they come down and say, no. These Democrats, all they do is add money to the deficit. Oh, here's a tax bill that puts $1.5 trillion in the deficit. This is, they don't want free speech. They don't want, neither do the Democrats. They only want free speech for people that push their narrative. It's such bullshit. Everything they say is bullshit. Everything Trump said is bullshit. He's the most unethical guy ever. And his cabinet is all ExxonMobil, and his whole cabinet is climate change deniers. He's going to gut all the deregulation that has been lined up for him, which was done by Obama, Bush, Clinton, the first Bush. He's just going to, I don't know if there's going to be much left. Broken Carpenter, I refreshed earlier and it's been fine. Looks like if you're having trouble, refresh, and that seems to make it better. Marcia Smith, those free speechers only want to be able to say what they want, but screw everyone else. Yeah, that's true. Basil Patterson, imagine a democracy. Yeah. Michael Stapleton, imagine 1491. Mike Smith, Graham, any plans to do another show with Sam Tripoli? You guys are great together. Yeah, I've known Sam for a long time. His podcast, which is a really good one, Tinfoil Hat, I've been on it a couple of times. I really like doing it. He's starting to do more live shows, so I will definitely be on that again. And if I can, I'll try to interview Sam for this show too, because he's really, it's cool what he's doing and what he's discussing. So yeah, I will. Shelby Hall, when hypocrisy isn't enough, hypocrisy. Rosenfeld 10, Graham, did you talk about the teacher arrested in Louisiana for asking a question? No, I really wasn't made, I don't know that much about that. What happened in Louisiana with that teacher? Let me know. Black Shadow X7. Try to interview Chelsea Manning and her desire to run for Senate. If I can get a hold of her, man, I will. I've tried to get an interview with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She's running in the Bronx. But, these people are busy, and, I try to get them, but then sometimes I think maybe my show's not big enough for them. They're like, 7,000 subscribers. He's in some dark apartment. I don't know what they... Jeremy Hall, I've reduced pixel quality and that improves 90%. Jason Carswell, climate change has been happening since Ice Age. Climate change is a political excuse for carbon tax scam. If you dare, take a look at Corbett Report content. It took me a while and changed my mind. Yeah, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. There's just too much. It's just there's too much evidence to suggest that it's happening, and we just had 7 hurricanes, the wildfires here in Northern California and Southern California, the satellite photos of the polar ice caps melting, the raising sea tides. I've seen it. We've had floods in Manhattan. There's I believe the Tuvalu Islands that are going to be underwater soon. So, is carbon tax potentially a scam? It could be, but that doesn't mean that climate change is a scam. There's just too much evidence. 97% of all scientists from every planet, every country on the face of the earth agree. So that's like saying you had 100 doctors all telling you you had lung cancer because you've been smoking cigarettes, and then 3 doctors said, oh, no, you didn't, and they were all paid by the tobacco industry. That would be incorrect. So I'm sorry, Jason, I don't agree with that. Let's see. Philip B. Capehart, we will vote for more progressive candidates. Jenny Lynn, carbon tax is dumb, but that has nothing to do with the science. That's correct. Erik Ramke, have you read Merchants of Doubt by Oreskes and Conway? Very good book on climate change. No, I have not. I'm not saying climate change is not real. It is real. Is it man-made? I don't know, but carbon tax is a scam. Fine. If carbon tax is a scam, that's fine. But climate change, there's... Since the advent of the internal combustion engine, there's no way, like... Yeah, the data from the Industrial Revolution to now it's not cyclical. It is man-made. And people that don't, oh, well, it's not man-made. Okay, then... let your car run, have a hose come into your house, close all the doors and windows, and then tell me how that goes the next morning. Jeremy Chase, capitalism is a fucking disease. That's correct. Independent outsider, since when have we been following science again? That would be a refreshing change. The broken caterpillar, climate change doesn't care if you think it's real or not. Yeah, that's the other thing. Debating whether it's real or not. It's coming. It's here. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening. We need to address it. We need to do something about it, and it's directly related to fossil fuels. No two ways about it. Hugh Edwards, thank you for supporting the show. Tabitha Enriquez, even Navy has been making switch to renewables. We're trying algae. Yeah. The Pentagon has done reports on climate change and how it's going to destabilize governments and it poses a security risk. The Pentagon started that 10 years ago. And I don't think there's a lot of hippies over at the Pentagon. Jenny Lynn, either way, pollution is very real and we are killing ourselves and the world's species and ecosystems. Yeah, they're dying. We need to do something about it. Fossil fuel is awful. Fossil fuels are killing us. There's clean energy out there. It can happen. It's all happening. Tyler Evinger, put a plastic bag over your head and tell me CO2 isn't harmful. Celeste Holmes, James Cromwell refers to capitalism as a cancer. I don't disagree. Neither do I, Celeste. Thank you for supporting the show. Ranter 7100 knew the great orange one had Mike Pence up his arse, but maybe he could fit all repubs and corporate Dems up there too. Blast a whole mess off into space on a one-way fucking trip. I'm all for I don't know this. I don't know the physics behind that, Ranter 7100, but if we can make it out, we can make it, that'd be great. Joe Hickey, I dream of green energy, free for everyone's home. Yeah, and I support that. That's the other thing I talk about on this show. And you talk about the Green Party, the Green New Deal. That's that could put all these Americans to work. It could get us off of fossil fuel, and especially Middle Eastern oil. It would end fracking. We could be a whole country building wind turbines and solar panels. And go rewatch that interview I did with Mitch Hett. He brings up, he has a manufacturing background. He brings up some amazing things we could do. He's all about finding like excess waste at a factory and how can we use that. And there's so many things. We could cut the military budget in half. We could be putting the entire country back to work instead of 60% of the country having less than $1,000 in savings. We could have 60% of the country working, 60% of the country with good health benefits, 60, 70%, we could have 80, 90% of the country with good education and good health care and good benefits and good retirement, which would infuse our economy. Because when workers have extra money, guess what? They spend it. And the air could be cleaner and we could be addressing climate change. Because if we don't address climate change and we argue, is it man-made or was it, guess what? We're all going to die. Doesn't matter. This could be The 6th extinction event. We've had 5 thus far. Looks like this could be the 6th if we don't do something about it. Another reason to vote green. Ooh, Green Party getting a lot of traction on this episode. Natural progressive. Yes, the green new real. Litgau. Even the Saudi Arabia is going green. Ooh, boy. What does their green look like? Treating women like dogs, but having solar panels? Is that how they're going to do it? Starting a crisis in Yemen, but there's wind turbines. Where are we at? Stephen Carl, the genocide is locally sourced. That's funny. Rhombus isotope. All burkas will have solar panels attached. Ditzilig. Germany is over 100% energy, is over 100% green energy, and everyone is getting money back. Yeah, that's the other thing too. You have solar power panels and wind turbines. Most of the time you create excess energy. People are getting paid back. It's Jason Carswell, you'll be sharing the Native American Comedy Show online. Yes, the Native American Comedy Show. If you don't get FNX, it's carried by PBS, so a bunch of PBS channels around the country carry it. If you don't carry it, we will put it on the fnx.org website. There's already some cool promotional material from the first episode. You can kind of get a glimpse of what it looks like if you go to fnx.org/comedy. So check that out. Let's see. Hugh Edwards, Alaska getting warmer every year. All right, guys, where are we at? City Master, and we have to pay other countries to get rid of our excess electricity. I believe you're referring to Germany. Snork Y2K, writing a book now on mapping global issues to solve global issues with Ben G. Well, that's cool. Phil Britton, demand ranked voting, abolish Citizens United, jail KKK Chris Kobach. Yeah, I liked ranked choice voting. I really like that idea. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's like there's like, let's say there's 4 candidates and you say, I want this for my first choice, this is my second choice, this is my third choice, and then they are assigned like points. Like, so, you know, let's say this last presidential election, you said Jill Stein was your first choice, Gary Johnson was your second choice, and Hillary Clinton was your third choice. Jill Stein would get the most amount of points. It's an interesting. I like it. I like ranked choice as it's been explained to me. I really like that. And yeah, Citizens United is goddamn evil. Michael Stiegel Jr., if you're using Apple, that is the reason for the buffering. Okay, good to know. Ditzilig, Germany gave itself 20 years to build up wind and solar. They did it in 10, are reaping the rewards. France has been closing their nuclear for a while. Okay. Natural progressive, love ranked choice. We need it here. Everybody's big fans of ranked choice. All right, guys. Wow, you guys have, there's so many of them. This is amazing. Jenny Lynn, we have to first secure the validity of our voting system before ranked choice or voting period will be possible. No, that's a great choice, a point, and some of you just brought that up. The electronic voting can be so rigged. Diebold Company, they can be hacked. The election system is so outdated. It's so, for a reason. It's designed to be archaic and hard to track and easy to rig and all that stuff. Justin B., are you Native American, Graham? So is Henry Bear, that Green Party candidate I mentioned from Maine. No, I'm not Native American. My friend Micah Wright, who is the head of production at FNX, is Native American. I've known him since college, and he came to me last spring and said, I'm taking over this network. Do you have any shows? And I said, for this Native American channel, FNX is pretty new. And I said, Native American stand-up TV show. Stand-up comedy TV show with Native American comics. I go, it's cheap and easy to produce. There's no scripts. It's you know, that the comedians bring in their acts. And he goes, I love it. So he goes, we don't have a lot of money. And I said, okay, well, I've done over 300 episodes of TV. I've directed 2 feature films. I've been a stand-up comic for 25 years, and I co-produced the Los Angeles Podcast Festival. I could do this and wear all these hats: MC, direct, produce, talent book. So, yeah, that's how I did it. Cyberclue, Bernie or Tulsi or Nina? Yes, yes, yes. Well, guys, I think it's a little over an hour here. I actually got to go edit this episode 1. We shoot tomorrow, January 14th. So as I said, if you're in Southern California, come on out. And I added a tier on the Patreon that you get tickets to any show I'm doing. So if you sign up for that tier, I'll get you tickets to every one of these Native American for just like $20 a month. The tickets are $15, so you can go to 3 or 4 shows in a month. I'll get you 2 free tickets to any taping. So just hit me up if you've signed up for that. But I got to get going. You guys have been fantastic, man, which is great, of course. You guys, $67 on the super chat. Another great discussion, you guys. I love the different points of view. Even if we don't all agree on something, I love how everybody weighs in with a different point of view, and it's not a fuck you. It's like really, I love it. So where is everybody? I want to thank all of the people that did the super chat. Natural Progressive. Again, my interview with her is going to drop tomorrow. Let It Burn. Plantastic Life. Hugh Edwards. Josiah Ewing. Justin B. Say Lou, Justin B again, Natural Progressive again, and Justin B again, Plantastic Life again, and Hugh Edwards. So support all those Green Party candidates and that thing. Let's go next. So Bears Ears, the federal bill was H.R. 4518. And again, that information will be in her interview in the show notes tomorrow, but call up your representatives. Support H.R. 4518. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show. It's really awesome. So this is what it's going to be now. Into April, as these super chats are going to be on Saturdays, probably around 4. I might wait a little bit. I'll talk to Jimmy, maybe start it a little bit later, 4:30, just so I don't overlap with him anymore. Baby Bean Boy, who are you? I've never seen any of your vids. Well, you're on my YouTube channel, so you can go watch them. You guys, thank you so much for supporting the show. I love doing this, and Political Vigilante. You guys are great. Thank you so much for supporting the show. Thank you so much for coming here and giving your points of view and your discussions. I will be every Saturday, so it'll be Super Chat Saturday we'll start doing, and I've sort of reversed it. So then Sunday I'll drop a regular video, and the $10, if you're at the $10 Patreon level, that video will drop on Sundays now. They were dropping on Saturdays, but I'm flip-flopping it since Sundays I'm shooting the show. So you guys are awesome. I really appreciate that, and I appreciate all of you bringing up the local Green candidates and the local progressive candidates in your districts. So pay attention to who's running and get behind the progressive and vote out the corporate Republican and Democrats, because that's what we need. You guys are so fantastic. Thank you all. You guys are the best. It's great to see all of you guys join. It's great to see some new faces here. And yes, much love to all the Sexe revolutionaries. You guys are fantastic. Thank you so much. And remember, let's make Gotham great again. Go green.
There's my thumb.